Always wear the appropriate PPE, personal protective equipment, for the job. In this one, I'll be wearing safety glasses, earplugs, respirator, gloves, depending on what part of the job I'm doing and if I remember. And as always, guys, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Hey guys, so we're back into the home renovations here, and there's so much to do. I'm like inundated with stuff that I have to do, like fixing this electrical wires that are hanging down. So that's where I'll be working on today, and it's daunting, to say the least. Completely ridiculous. That being said, I'm gonna get that done and put all these things back to bed, so to speak. I was playing around with this last night, trying to figure out what wires go where, and that's not so bad than tracing all these wires out. So today, again, like I said, we're gonna work on the wiring, and I want to get this wall done here. I'm pretty much gonna leave this as it is. I'm not gonna do anything special to it. The insulation looks barely passable, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on this part of the build because, well, it's not as bad as it looks. It's been down here since 1985, and for that, it looks pretty daggone good when you think about it. So it's 34 years old. What I am going to do is I'm going to open up this section here, and I am going to check where the power is running and how it's running, because I do want to put a separate circuit to here that's going to be connected to the circuit on the other side. So the same power is going to be running to both sides of the room, for either if you want the TV to be on this side or that side. And then again, if I just want to, like when I get this all done, if I want it on the other side, I'll put a picture frame there, or put the TV over here, whichever one I want, depending on when you want to change up your man cave. So that's the idea to this, and let's get started. Oh, and I'm wearing my my Crocs, my boating boots. Hey guys, so we're back, and this is just one of the circuit breakers. Basically, it's set up for 2, and I'm going to use this in this current form. I just want to show an example of that, and I'm going to keep it in the 3-way wire. So each wire is going to go to the outlets, and I'm going to reuse this wire that was hanging down earlier. I just moved its location. So the red will be the top, the black will be the bottom, and it'll be split all across the basement. So this is going to go back into the electrical panel. And I also found this one, which is dead. It's going to go to the kitchen in the basement. So that's done. This has been sitting, like, I don't want to go into details. And then I found this one also. It wasn't doing anything. So these are shut off now. This is the one that was up here. So I'm kind of finding where everything is and or was. And as you can see here, so this is the wires that I have removed from the basement that I'm going to reuse probably in this room, but it's just crazy how bad the wiring was. And I don't have a lot of knowledge, like I'm not a licensed electrician, but this was actually part of my ducting system. So when they had a fireplace down here, they would have this go to the cold air return and kind of like, I'm just going to say turbocharge it, just kind of for a buzzword right there, but gone. I have to still patch that hole, so it's probably why my cold air return kind of sucks, especially for AC. That'll be another project fixing later this week, because it'll be so much more helpful for the heating now that it's wintertime. So let's get back to work. So this is just a better representation of what I'm doing with the electrical panel. I'm not only letting people know if anybody comes down here, say if a breaker blows or whatever, which hasn't happened, but just in case, I'll know right away, or anybody else will know right away. But I'm also disabling the circuit altogether, so if anything was to get flipped on for whatever reason, I have locked it out, I have tagged it out, so to speak. And that's kind of like my commercial side of things when I'm actually officially working to do things so people know right away, hey, the circuit is offline, don't touch it. So guys, the reason why I stopped the video is because I got locked out of the doghouse, which is funny. Anyways, we're going to get back to it. I want to actually finish this up. I was trying to fits and flip and fabricate and, you know, do all this other stuff. And I had to stop, fix that situation so that I can get back to this situation and get some business and things organized here and done. So yeah, back to work. So at first glance, you'll see a conduit going all the way up. That's to avoid any cables dangling down. That's kind of common practice. You got the power, which part of this is set only for this area because they have a three-way there, and then the rest of it goes to the rest of the basement, which doesn't really matter. Just be some lights and stuff. Maybe like probably nothing. So anyways, this has its own separate power source. Again, like I said, separate power source. So it's all part of this whole thing right here. And then I put a network cable right here for just the TV alone in case I have a smart TV. And then I have 4 of them running down. You'll see the cables up here. So there's 4 running down and then a 5th one running to the TV. The last cable there goes to my router, which is right here. And that only goes to the modem / router. I don't use it as a router, but the router is upstairs at the highest point of the house. And then I also wired in, see those black cables up there, because my ceiling's going to drop down about an inch, I think. So I just kind of tacked those up there. I'm going to protect them and everything once I get the ceiling and the ceiling studs, so to speak, the Z channel, the resilient channel, in which way you want to call it, there. So we have the 5.1 surround sound, which is actually a 10.2, but we'll get into that in a later video. So network, we have the stereo speakers, the conduit for the HDMI and stuff like that. As an added note, if you have a TV and you put a sound bar in and you want the 5.1 surround sound, you can get a virtual 5.1 surround sound, but if you plug it into the TV directly, it will only be a 2.1. And all TVs are built that way because the manufacturers want you to buy the surround sound and have it function through the amplifier or some other process, not just directly from the TV, because anything from the TV is automatically 2.1. So the rest of this, I'm going to put drywall up here a little bit later, and I've got this all done up. I'm going to vapor barrier it over again because this vapor barrier has been destroyed today. So I'm just kind of taping everything up as I need to go. I still have to keep going this way, but at least at this point I can put the drywall up and at least say, hey, I did drywall today. Well, I got the first piece of drywall up, and the pieces I measured out turned out to be really good. I was a bit off. Like, as you can see, I was a bit off for the things, and then this one I was way off. This one I was bang on. Well, sorry, if I go here, it is slightly off. But as long as you get like the approximate idea, you're pretty good. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna end it tonight. Got one piece of drywall up, and tomorrow, what the game plan is, because a lot of today was because of the electrical. I had to deal with that nonsense. So the plan for tomorrow is to, well, first thing, clean everything up, because it's 11 o'clock at night. And then I want to put the next piece of drywall here. And then obviously I'm gonna have the speaker wire come out and the Ethernet cable come out, and I'll just have it just kind of sit behind the drywall. That way I don't forget about where it is, don't lose it, any of that nonsense. The next thing I want to do beyond that is to get the next piece of drywall here. So one piece of drywall here. So the next piece will be there, coming across this way from that stud to there. Anyways, doesn't matter. Calling it a night. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and you got some pointers on how to do it. This one was a bit of a bear because I had all those cables impeding the drywall and whatnot, and it's not exactly level, but precision and persuasion and patience helped out a lot in this. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.